Hello, welcome to Video Mania 2. I'm the dude banding the counter, Duncan, and today we're going to talk about Delta Force 2, starring Chuck Norris, Billy Drago, and John P. Ryan. It was directed by Chuck's brother, Aaron Norris, who worked with Chuck on Hellbound and The Hitman. He also directed those movies with Chuck Norris, which are both very good. And he directed several episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger. So he's a pretty accomplished director in his own right, and a pretty talented guy. Now, Delta Force 2, Canon Films produced this as well as the original. And the thing I did like is this has a much different feel than the original Delta Force. Because most sequels, they just rehash stuff, turn up the volume, have some more explosions, maybe add some more characters. But it's basically do the same thing but modify it a little bit. Here, Chuck Norris returns as McCoy, and he does partner with people, but it's a little bit more of a Chuck Norris solo movie. The Delta Force, Chuck Norris was still at the forefront, but it was more of an ensemble, and this one is not. So this movie has a much different feel from the original. I think it is a great movie, but it is not as good as the original, but still very good. Now, McCoy here goes after a ruthless drug lord, Ramon Cota, played by Billy Drago, who did a lot of villainous roles from the 80s, and he had a creepy look to him, and he was always awesome. So anytime he's in there, it's welcome. And John P. Ryan was a villain and also a supporting actor in a lot of Canon films, and his presence is also always welcome. Just the enthusiasm he brings to his characters, and he just really gets into the role, and he always entertains. So, very welcome additions here. Now, this time, McCoy's partner, has a personal vendetta against Ramon Cota because they capture him, and they bring him to the U.S. to stand trial, but they grant him bail, which bail is pocket change to him, so he just makes bail, and he obviously flees, but not before killing his partner's family. So he's quite evil. And then he goes back to his home country where not much is done and no extradition. So John P. Ryan's character, the general, really wants to go in there, and McCoy's partner wants to go in there too, and he does. He's like, I don't care about the politics, I'm going in. And it gets him in trouble. And McCoy's like, I want to go too. And there's some tricky politics, and the general, tries to help him get through with that. And McCoy does find help from a woman from that country who Cota murdered her family. So, there's a lot of personal vengeance here. And McCoy, partners with her, and she's quite resourceful and helpful. And so this movie's still pretty big in scale, not as big as the original, but still pretty big. A lot of cool stunts, helicopters, you got the explosions and a cool jungle setting. The production design is really good, and the acting and stunt work is all phenomenal. So Canon Films, always got the most bang for the buck, and that's no exception with this movie. And it's a lot of fun, really. I mean, it basically checks off the fun thing, but it's kind of dark too. But Chuck Norris, brings out his martial arts, and McCoy, is very resourceful because he has to get to Cota's compound. He's like, that's going to be hard to do. He's like, McCoy's like, I can make it, because he sets his mind to it. He goes for it. So that's all here, and there's a lot of catchphrases and some of the stuff that makes this stuff great. And Canon Films, this is another one of their treasures to me, that used to sit on the video store shelves, or TBS used to run it from time to time. That's how I discovered it. I miss those days when TBS used to run Chuck Norris movies and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that pretty much covers it. I think it's a good addition to any action collector's movie library, or you can stream it, but it's a good movie. So let me know, what are some of your favorite Chuck Norris movies? Did you like The Hitman or Hellbound, which I've reviewed on this channel? So let me know in the comments, and take care till